who is always in a place of well-being, and you, who you are being here in this physical time-space reality. And as humans, you've done so much of that you've come to regard heaven or God or source as something perfect and longed after and separate from you, when never can it be separate. You can pinch yourself off pretty good from it, but never can it be separate. The source within you holds you in sight always, never lets you down, never is not aware of you, never is not flowing to you. But the source that is really you will not adjust its vibration from one of well-being to one of not well-being in order to be in your vibrational vicinity. That's your work. And that's why we call this the art of allowing, the art of figuring out where I am vibrationally in any moment in time, and deliberately tuning my tuner, adjusting my vibration into the vicinity of the source within me. So it works like this. You are and were source energy before you were born. You made the decision to send a part of that consciousness forth into this body. In this body, in this personality, you explore contrast. You know what you don't want. You know what you do want. And when those conclusions or determinations are made, even if you don't speak them out loud, they happen all day, every day, you send this rocket or request of improvement forward, which the larger part of you immediately not just answers, not just hears, not just responds to, but literally becomes. When you're sick and you ask for wellness, the non-physical part of you is weller than ever. When you have not enough clarity, when you are in a state of confusion and you long for clarity, the larger part of you becomes clearer about the subject over which you are confused. It's just the way that it is. When you ask, it is always given immediately every single time. So what's happening that you may not be aware of, most of our physical friends are not aware, is that with all of this exploring of contrast and all of this asking all day, every day, the universe is established for that, because that asking is what puts the eternalness in eternity. It is the basis of the continuation that we all are. So as you are asking, the larger part of you is becoming. And what's amassing here for you, here where you cannot see, but here where you may be able to feel once you tune to it, is a vibrational reality. Many of our human friends say, well, whoop-de-doo. A vibrational reality. Can I spend those vibrational dollars? Can I drive that vibrational car? Can I sleep with that vibrational lover? And we say, don't be unhappy about the vibrational state of this escrow, so to speak, this vibrational vortex that is amassing on your behalf, because everything that you see in physical form was that first. Everything. Your Earth spinning in its orbit now in perfect proximity to other planets was once a vibrational reality that thought upon longer became the reality that you know. And so we want you to take seriously this vibrational reality, because it is a reality that only has to be matched within your being with an equivalent vibrational frequency in order for it to be a reality that you can take to the bank or sleep with. In other words, when you become a vibrational match to what's in your vibrational reality, it manifests. And here's the picture that we would like you to hold of this. So, here you are in your physical body, exploring, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, and throwing all of the best of all of it into your vibrational reality. Now, law of attraction, you've been hearing about law of attraction. Law of attraction is the universal law that manages all vibrational frequencies. Law of attraction says the frequencies have to match up. That which is likened to itself is drawn. So law of attraction is responding to this vibrational escrow that is accumulated. In other words, who you really are, the larger part of you, the part of you that is expanded because of the contrast that you just lived, that larger part of you stands as a point of consciousness, and law of attraction is responding to it. So a vortex of all things necessary for the completion of all things asked for by you is in the process of becoming. And from your standpoint, it becomes instantaneously. In other words, if you could get a glimpse into that escrow, you could see that each and everything that you've asked for and every small and not small amendment that you've put there has already vibrationally amassed. So what's happening is, law of attraction. We love these words that we're about to give to you. Hear them. Law of attraction is calling unto this center, unto this vortex of creation, all cooperative components. So you know that lover you asked for? Already there. You know that veritable fortune you've been looking for? You've been asking for it a little bit at a time, like a new blouse, like a new car, like a better house, like more security. You've been asking for it. It's amassed. It's already there. All cooperative components have been assembled vibrationally already. And you know what the component that's necessary to join this assembly is in order for it to manifest? You. So the question that we want to ask, the question that this seminar asks in the spirit of allowing or resisting is, are you on this subject of assembling this perfect scenario? Are you or are you not a cooperative component? If you're ornery, you're not cooperating. Never had enough, don't have enough, don't like having enough. Join the online chat group. We'll complain together. I feel better when I hang around with others who have failed miserably too. What we want you to realize is you've got to be a cooperative component, which means you've got to be in the state of allowing, which means you feel good when you think about the subject of what's in your vibrational reality. We've called this your vibrational escrow. Escrow meaning something that's being held for you. We like the new term vibrational reality even better because it is a reality. It is a reality. It is a reality like all vibrational reality that precedes the reality that you call take to the bank, knock on wood, flesh, blood, bone, real life reality. The reality that you want to be reality is always vibrational reality first. And then you make the difference if you get in the vortex. So the art of allowing, what this workshop is about, is figuring out how to get in the vortex where all that stuff is that you want. How to get in there. And it really is simple. You've just got to think about what's in there and describe it. You just have to talk about where you're going, of what you want and why you want it, until you train your vibration to be comfortable there, rather than a vibration that's comfortable over here in this place of resistance. In other words, really, if you're looking at a situation that is showing you the lack of wellness that you want, the reality may be so oppressive to you that you just can't get your thoughts off what's happening. This is how I feel. This is how I look. This is what the doctors say. This is what the blood tests show. This is what the x-rays show. This is what the diagnosis is. And we want to say to you, that doesn't mean diddly squat, because all that was anyway was the step one part of three-step creative process. That was just the contrast that caused you to ask for wellness. Don't get stuck in step one. Let step one be step one, the asking part. But don't be hung up on it, and don't be mad at yourself because you had a step one experience. Now, recognize that step two has already taken place. It's amassing over there. All cooperative components are being assembled for the delivery of anything and everything that you want, no matter what it is. If this time-space reality in which you are focused has inspired you to a desire, and now that desire is assembled in your vibrational reality with all that creates worlds tending to it, and we're not kidding you, that's what's going on, then this time-space reality that you are living in has the wherewithal to deliver it to you right down to the last detail, most of which you've forgotten. You've got stuff in your vibrational reality that you wanted when you were 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We want to say what's taking you so long about getting over there. And you say, hey man, I've been being real. I tell it like it is. I don't deceive my mother or anyone. If someone says, how are you? I tell them. Not so good. I'm not so good. The economy's down, have you heard? The cab driver says, I've only had 2 loads today? And Esther said to Jerry, we're a load. We're a load. When you are facing the reality of what is so often that it becomes your chronic offering, you often, without even meaning to, hold yourself vibrationally indifference to what's over there. If you will let your complete desire and attention be to get in the vortex, to get over there into that vibrational reality. And how do you do that? By talking about what's there, by talking about why you want it, by imagining being there, by just reaching for thoughts that feel a little better to where you are. Now, we want to say to you, in fairness to all that you are, if you've been beating the drum over here in the absence of something wanted, it doesn't matter how often or how long you listen to us crowing about and trying to inspire you over here to this vibrational reality. You cannot make the jump all at once. You can't go from I don't have enough to everything's perfect in my world. It's illogical. And the words don't matter. It's the vibrational basis that matters. You can't fake it. You can't make it up. So don't try to make the trip from wherever you stand regarding whatever you want all at once over there into your vibrational reality. Just move in that direction and you will feel ease within you. You feel an improved emotion when you move in that direction, and you feel a worse emotion when you move in opposition. So just move in the direction of this vibrational reality that is calling you with everything it's got. It is vibrationally encoded with every component that you put there. That's why it calls you so hard. When life causes you to put something into this vibrational reality, which means, here's the terminology that we really want you to remember. When your life causes you to become this, and you don't move in the direction of what you've become, you don't feel good. When life causes you to become this and you move in the direction, you feel wonderful. Your emotions are your indicator of whether you're moving in the direction of who you really are or not. And we just got to say to you, every emotion that you feel, you and everyone else, is about the vibrational relationship between who you really are over here in your vibrational reality of becoming and who you're letting yourself be by virtue of the thought you're thinking and the emotion that you're feeling here and now. So the key to deliberate creation is to care how you feel and to realize that the better you feel, the more you're moving in the direction of what you have become. Do you know that your emotions, your positive emotions, are always about one thing and one thing only? The letting yourself be you. And your negative emotions are only about one thing and one thing only, the not letting yourself be you. In other words, as you stand in this big world and you see all of the possibilities of creating, we know that you often compare yourself with others. You want to keep up with that or measure up with that or live as well as that. But we want you to understand, you never, ever, ever have negative emotion because you don't have something that someone else does. If it's not in your vibrational reality, you're not having an emotional response to it. So it's possible that someone has inspired you to put something in your vibrational reality. But if you're feeling negative emotion, it's you splitting you, period. It hasn't got anything to do with what anybody else is doing. You are not in competition for resources or for energy or for love or for creative prowess. You're not in competition for anything because the energy stream is big enough for everyone, and you have already amassed a vibrational reality. We just want to say it in a way that you will never ever forget it. Your emotions, every single one of them, are only about you letting yourself be you or not, letting yourself be you or not. So when you feel negative emotion and your friend says, oh, you're bummed out, that job didn't come through, did it? You say, oh, I'm not bummed out about the job not coming through. This negative emotion that I feel is because I'm using thoughts. I'm thinking thoughts that are holding me apart from who I really am. Thoughts about what? Thoughts about not getting the job. But just the same, this negative emotion isn't because I didn't get the job. This negative emotion is because I'm not thinking the thoughts that the source within me is thinking. Can you hear the distinction? So often, you think if you just had a better situation to focus upon, you'd feel better. And we don't disagree with that. Jerry and Esther sit and look out the window at that magnificent ocean. You can't look at that and not feel good.